to show you how I email my customers to let them know about the discontinued products. So for me, I want to make a personalized message to let each customer know who's purchased something from me that is on the discontinued list that it's going to be gone. So I don't just send out the list to everyone. I try to make it a personalized message and let them know you bought, let's say, for example, sugar cookie, and it's on this list and it's being discontinued. So just a real quick summary of how all this works. Every season, we are going to discontinue items before the new catalog. So we're in January, our new catalog comes out in February. So I will send this list to customers to let them know these items are going to be gone. Will they come back? We don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But I don't want my customers to be upset that their scent is gone without knowing about it. So this is how I let them know. And I will tell you, for me personally, if I was looking at this list, it's a lot. I don't know if something I like is on here, and I probably wouldn't read it, right? But if you sent me a message and told me sugar cookie is going to be discontinued, I know I like that, right? So my goal is to make it very personalized so that they know what they like is being discontinued. And I really focus on the consumable products, the stuff that they buy on a regular basis versus the warmers. In that email, we'll also let them know it's 10% off. So I will show you exactly how I create the email and send to my customers and make it personalized. So we're going to start off with the report. I need to figure out which customers have bought something on the discontinued list and what have they bought. So in our reporting tab, you're going to go to your reporting tab in your workstation, the Scentsy Workstation, and you're going to pull up the sales reports because we're looking for customers who bought something from me. And there's lots of different sales reports here. And sometimes the system is slow and my computer is slow sometimes. So just bear with me. You could do a purchase history and do each product, but Scentsy's already created some really great reports for us. And these are the like LTO offers and things like that, bring back my bars, stuff where people have given our contact information. So these are the sales reports that we're going to use here. And we're going to go to discontinued products for 2020. We're going to view this list. And this is actually my customers' data. So I want to be conscious of being careful with their data. So I'm just going to hide the screen a little bit. I didn't want to have to scrub the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick out all the products from the discontinued products list. So this list is already filtered. Scentsy created it for us. We don't have to worry about it. You could go through this list and see, like you could take off the warmers if you want, but there's a ton of products on this list. So I just select them all. It makes it easier, and then I'll show you what I do to clean up the data later. Okay, so then you're going to pick all on that. So then we're going to go over to the customers, and you want to pick all customers, right? And then you're going to run the search. Now it'll take a little bit of time, and you'll see when it comes back the little dots and everything, so you know that it's running. Okay, so I have a test customer here, and it's got all my customer data below, but I'm going to show you this one. So on here, you can see that this customer has bought apple cinnamon stick and snowberry bars, and they've purchased 4 total and 2 total of this. That doesn't mean just in one order, it's their total purchases. And I'll show you how we look at that data because some people, if you have too many customers or if you don't want to email all of them, maybe you only want to email them on the bars that they've bought a lot of because sometimes they've only bought 1 bar of that thing. So you can decide how you want to do that. But what we're going to do is we're going to export this data, and it's going to save it to your computer. So all of this, again, is going to have to be done on a computer. I don't know that you can even manage the data if you're doing it from a phone. But so now what we're going to do is we are going to go into Google Sheets. And so let me just pull up Google Sheets for you. And I've already imported the data, but I'll show you what you do. You come into Google Sheets. I use Google Sheets pretty much for everything. If you're on a Mac, you can use numbers, or you can use Excel if you have Microsoft Excel, whatever you use. But I use the Google Sheets for everything. So to bring in the file that you want to bring in, you're going to upload the file you just exported from the workstation. And that's going to be this discontinued list. It's discontinued items 5 because I've downloaded the sheet several times. It's the discontinued 5, and that's what you're going to pick to upload, okay? And then it's going to ask you if you want to replace the sheet or whatever, and we're just not going to do that right now. So once you do that, you get a list, and I've already hidden the people's contact information so that I can show you what I'm going to show you, right? So remember when I showed you that additional guest? Well, they've got a first order, most recent order, and then the products they purchased. So if I look at these 2 lines right here, what I see is that this person has ordered 2 bars. They ordered 2 different scents that are going to be discontinued. They ordered them on November 16th, same party, whatever. And then we can look over here, and this is where I was telling you the most recently purchased and the total purchased. Okay, so, and then the order type, right? So if I go down to, I've got some that have ordered a whole lot of stuff. I can do a lot of different things here. So if I want to, that's the recent quantity purchased versus, and I don't need the SKU, so I can just, get rid of that. So you can get rid of the data that you don't need. I don't need to know if it was a basket party or a catalog party for whatever I'm doing. You may need to know that information for whatever you're doing, but I don't need it for what I'm going to be showing you guys. So here's what, I don't need the order number either, because that doesn't really tell me anything that I need for my report. So if I want to sort this data, like it's already sorted by customer's name, by the customer's first name, although some are a little bit out of order. I'll show you what it looks like. Like there's an Amy right here, and then there's an Amy right here. These are 2 different Amy's, but then this Amy is the same. It just, when you look at your data, you're going to have to, clean it up a little bit. So here's what we've got. I'm going to do the most recent purchase, the total quantity purchased, data, and then you want to create a filter. When you create the filter, you can come in and sort. Actually, you want to sort Z to A to get the most. So this person, Victor purchased 159 sugar cookie, which seems kind of crazy. I can't remember that customer. But anyway, so here's an example of Natalie. Her first order was in the 2013, but she placed an order in 2021, right? She loves Autumn Sunset. She bought 43 of them total from me. So this is how you can see these numbers are large numbers. And some of these people, they might buy over the course of the time, like right here, Christina the last order, she only bought 1 very snowy spruce, but total she's bought 11 from me. So that's how you can see this data, and you can see the dates on the data. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna actually undo that sort, because what I wanna do is I wanna get back to how I'm gonna email each one of these customers. Now, like I told you, this customer has ordered these 2 things, right? So what I want to do is I want to create a list of all the products they've ordered in 1 row. So I'm going to insert a column to the left of this. Okay, so here is, let's just take, I like using people's names. Alan has purchased, so I'm just going to highlight Alan's stuff. Alan has purchased all this stuff, right? But they're different row items. So this is not going to work for my mail merge to email the customer what I need to email them. So if you just go and select these and you copy them, and then it's Control-C if you want fast stuff. If you go into the box, and this is another reason I like Google Sheets, and you just paste, Control-V, or you can push, paste or whatever. Now what it did is it put all those scents into Alan's list, right? So now I have 1 row of what Alan wants. So instead of doing all this, I've already done it for you on a different sheet so you can see what I've done. So here, like this customer, you can see they ordered a lot of stuff. And what I did is I cleaned it up and I put I put commas, but you don't really need to do that. You're just creating a list so you can see what every customer's ordered, right? Because you want to be able to see each customer and what they've ordered. Okay, so that is the first part, is the data cleanup. And now what we're going to do is we're actually going to do the mail merge. You're going to need two different things in addition to using Google Sheets. And all of the things we're using are free. So first you're going to need a Google account, and then you're going to need an account on YAMM. It's called Yet Another Mail Merge. Yet Another Mail Merge. You can get a free account that will email 50 people a day. So if you only have 50 customers, or if you are fine chunking up your list to 50 a day, you can use the free account. If you have more and you want to send it all out in one day, you can pay $24 a year and get the full-blown whatever. So it just depends on how you want to do it and how many email you're going to send, but this is what we use. Now, when we're using Yet Another Mail Merge, or YAMM, it is going to integrate with your email account, and you are going to send the email from Gmail. So this is not like those other, the other things that you've used where they're subscription-based services. This is a free way to do this. So this is why I'm showing you this way. There's lots of other ways with lots of other paid options, but if you do this, it's free or very, very inexpensive. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is we have to prepare our list to be ready to use Yet Another Mail Merge. And what it requires is a special order of the way you show this. So I'm going to basically move my email over here. So you're going to put email address, first name, and then whatever else you want to do, right? Okay, so now I'm going to delete the email. Okay, so I have my email address. I'll go back to the discontinued product so you can see what I'm going to be doing. So what I would look here is you're going to need your email address. I'll put that here. Actually, we'll do it this way. Sorry, guys. We'll do a blank one. Okay, so what you're going to have is you're going to have your email address right here in the first column. Then you're going to have first name. And it's important it's all one word. And then you're going to put products. Right, that's the things that you're going to need. So if I go back here, that's email, first name, and products. The reason this is important is because these are going to be the items that we're going to use in the mail merge, right? Okay, so now we're going to go into Gmail and create the email we're going to want to send to our customers. So this is an email I created that I'm going to send for the discontinued items, right? So the first thing I want you to notice is I have a placeholder for the customer's name. This is what, mail merge does. You put the placeholder, and the way you do it is it looks just like this. And I'll put these two fields in the notes of the email if you want to. And then the other piece that's customized is this products piece, right? So you've got the products here, and then you have whatever here, right? You leave the blank. You leave this blank. You are creating a draft email, okay? So this is the email I'm going to send to my customers of what's being discontinued, right? And I tell them that they can bundle and save and whatever else. And I'll give you a link that you guys can use if you want to copy this template. Okay, so now we're going to go into our mail merge. And actually, just so I can show you a test of it, I'm going to add a row above it. And my email, I'm going to put my NoWickChilly at gmail.com, and then that's going to be chili, and I'll say that I bought this stuff. It just makes it easier to copy and paste it, right? Okay, so now I have email, first name, last name. So what you're going to do is you need to go into the add-ons or the extensions. It depends on which browser you're running, but it's the add-on extensions in Google Sheets. So we're back into Google where all the data is, and we're going to start a mail merge. And so you need to make sure that you are in the right account, because if you have multiple Gmail accounts, you need to be careful. So you're going to create a, okay, so it's okay. And it says, should we skip them from this campaign? So among the email addresses in the sheet, we found 2 previous unsubscriptions and 1 bounce. That's fine. I'm going to skip them, right? Because you can create, like if they've done this, like if you sent out mail merges in the past, which I have, they can unsubscribe to the email if they want to. And that way I will show you really quick. If you go into, here and you want to, do the unsubscribe, you can just do this. You want to put an unsubscribe on there. If this way you're going to stop, not have spam issues and things like that. And so you can just do something like this, click here to unsubscribe. So this is the link that it'll unsubscribe them. And that's what link is right here. You can see it says unsubscribe. So we'll go back into this draft message. It's a good reminder to, to put it on here. To no longer receive, oops. Okay. And that way you're going to kind of, just make sure that they're not getting too much junk or whatever. Okay. So now we have our draft set up, and I'm going to email my list, and it's going to come from me. And so I'm going to pick that template, right? So the name of this template is basically the name of the email. The subject of the email is what you're selecting here, right? And it says the unsubscribed link is enabled, right? And you can pick up anything else that you want to do. There's a whole lot. If you go to yet another mail merge and you do their search for support, they have excellent support. Again, it's free for a lot, sending 50 messages, so it's just really, really good. Okay, so now we're going to go do this, and I'm doing it with you on the phone live. I can schedule this email if I want to. I can send a test email. So what that's going to do is that's going to send a test email to my email account so that I can see if it worked. And so if I go into, just to keep my screen somewhat decent, let's do, let's see where it'll pull it up. It's got to load. My computer is so slow. Okay, there it is. There's the email. I'm going to open it up. So here's the way it looks, right? Hi, Chili. And then here's where it filled it in. I want to know, here's the ones that you bought that are about to retire, right? There's the message that it sent it. And then it tells them whatever else they need, right? And if they want to unsubscribe, they would click here, right? So this is the customized message. It pulled in my name and it pulled in what the products that we were going to look. So now we are going to send this message, and it's going to take a while because we've got to have all this. So I'm going to pause it, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like after that. All of the emails have been sent. So you can close this, and then now here's what you're going to see. And this is really cool because now it's going to track the mail merge. So 13 email, and you can go dig into this data. I'm not going to dig into it on this screen because I don't want to share personal customer details. And I don't have a ton of test accounts or anything, so sorry, guys. But you can see which emails were sent, which bounced, and what exactly happened. So These are all the, so like, this one bounced. So that means it's a bad email or, whatever reason. You'll see you'll see who clicked and see who opened. The email was clicked. And here's the email that came into my message. Sorry, the screen. So you can see that this is the message that came in and said that it was going to be gone or whatever, right? And so I've opened this email, and now I can go back to my list and you'll see that it was open, right? And then you can see if anybody responded or whatever. So if I go in here and I can go on and respond. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so this is a different email account. I have multiple email accounts. I'm sure you guys do too. And so then if I go into my mail merge, you can see exactly what's happening, right? So I've opened this email, I've clicked it, and then it'll show responded. See, there it goes. There's the email responded. So it just takes a second for it to get updated, but it's really great. So this will tell you all your stats and things like that. Go from there. So I hope this was helpful. This is what I do to message all of my customers. Just some quick tips to go over to make sure that you guys do this right. You must clean up your data first, because when you export from your Scentsy Workstation into a spreadsheet, there's going to be some duplicate data. You're going to see customer names listed a couple of times, and you're going to need to clean up the data so that the products are all into one cell, because each row is going to be one person's name, email, and their stuff they bought, right? So the products all need to be in the one row. The second thing is the names it needs to be email, first name, and product. So you've got to have, you need to make sure that, if I could do this right, insert one column to the left. Okay, so this needs to be email. And then you need email, first name, and products. That's the order it has to be in. Otherwise, it won't work. So you have to have email first. This name right here, this name and this name, the column headings on row 1 for C and D, these two things that I'm using in my mail merge must match the spelling. The case is not, it's not case sensitive, but it is, you can't have any spaces or anything. And if this said product, it wouldn't work. It needs to say exactly the same thing as it does on the heading. So those are two things that can get you mixed up. Again, you need an email account. You leave this blank. You need to create this template before you go do your mail merge. You need to have a draft email to pick from. And then you can go through and learn more about, like, if you want to learn about what I just told you and how to do it step by step, this is a video tutorial and all of your information that you need to get started. And again, all of it's free if you haven't used it before. You do need to install it into your Google Sheets. So that will help you and break it down exactly what you need to do, what it is, how do you install it on your account, whatever it is that you need to know help with, it's got excellent help. But what I'm trying to make sure you guys do is email your customers and tell them what scents are going to be going away, because they don't know. And again, if you sent me this list, I would not know, it's overwhelming to me. And it has a bunch of warmers, and I'd look at it and say, well, I don't need any warmers, right? I'm going to do exactly the same thing for the Bring Back My Bars. You can run a report for customers who've bought any of the scents that are now back as Bring Back My Bars. And so that's another great thing to do. I don't send those email the same day. I'd send them different days. You want to really send the discontinued items out quick. And I will tell you that my customers, when they see something is on the discontinued item list and they know they bought it, like, hey, Sally, you bought product XYZ and it's on the discontinued list, So I sent that text to my customer that Perfectly Peppermint was going to be gone. It's on the discontinued list. So is Perfectly Pomegranate, which is really surprising too, and Sugar Cookie. So I will tell you, Sugar Cookie, Perfectly Pomegranate, those are not specific. I mean, they're all year round scents, especially spring and summer. So I was surprised that those were on the list. So if people like those, I really suggest Scentsy Club. Talk to them about Scentsy Club, and go from there. The other thing to show with this that I wanted to show you guys is that I am sharing links to my Scentsy website. So this is the link to the Scentsy Club, and I should have hyperlinked this right here. So here's I messed up on this email. So if you want to hyperlink something, you can do that. I put the links in so that my customers know that, let's see, I think I have to go put it in here this way. Oh, there it is. So you pick the hyperlink and then you can just put the link in there, right? And so that way you have a click here button, which I didn't do, but people can check on these links. These links will get them where they need to go. I put the discontinued items on my Google Drive, and then I used a link shortener so that they could see the items, which is basically this discontinued list. You could also put the discontinued items in your Facebook business page as a photo album or as products, and then you could link them to the Facebook photo album, or you could link it to the Facebook post where you've got the discontinued items if you don't have a drive that you want to share. But this would open up, like if I take this link that I created and if I just stick it in here, it'll give them the list of all the discontinued products. It just opens up my Google Drive, and here's the PDF with where that is. So I just uploaded a document to my Google Drive, and then I went in and I did share, and I did a share the link. So it can be shared with anybody, anyone with internet that can view this link. And that's what I did to create, this information on how to do that or whatever. So if you want to do that, this is an excellent way to do it. So if you're trying to do mail merges and things like that, I'm reminding them to buy the bundle and save and that kind of thing. So I feel like creating a more personalized message to explain which products they've bought in the past is really important. And just think about putting yourself in the shoes of not being a Scentsy consultant and not knowing all about these products. If you're not following up on a regular basis, they may not know. And yes, we're very aware the catalog's being discontinued and you've posted all over Facebook, but they may not be. And one of the benefits I found of using yet another mail merge is I am surprised how much my customers are still using email. And that's also why I do like putting the unsubscribe link below. And I think that helps because then they can tell me they no longer want the email. I'll have a separate video on exactly how I do the same thing for Project Broadcast, because I do text the customers with a shorter message to let them know the same thing so that I make sure I communicate. But I'm not going to do that in the same day. I try to, not bombard them with messages, but try to give them something helpful and useful instead of saying buy, or don't miss out or whatever else. Try to be very helpful and be the consultant that you can be. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll post some of these templates and everything below in the, there'll be links in the description. And I hope this was helpful. I will talk to you guys later. Have a sensational